Hello everyone, this is Gabe from the Shadow Station. Today I want to share with you how I organize my Aperture Library. This is one of those things that I struggled with at first, and I couldn't find enough information on the web to help me get started with this. I don't know why, but this seems to be one of those things that photographers don't really like or want to share. So I decided I'll show you. After a lot of trial and error, and changing things around a bunch of times, I finally settled on a system that works for me. I haven't changed it much in a while, so I'm assuming that means that it works for me, but it won't necessarily work for you. It just works with the way that I work. I'm hoping that by sharing it, at least be able to pull some ideas that you can incorporate into your own photography and your own organization. Okay, so let's get started. I'll skip the library and mobile me albums, as those are not really a choice. They just kind of come with Aperture. But I'll start with the rest one. So as you can see, I sort everything using top-level blue folders. I try to keep this organized. Blue folders in Aperture can store pretty much anything, like projects, albums, books, even other folders. So they're a really good way to keep things tidy. Now, Aperture sorts things in alphabetical order, so I use numbers and symbols for my main working folders. I'll explain this in a second, but by using symbols and numbers, it helps keep things organized. Okay, so first off, my working folders, these two, @edit and @review. I use the @ because it keeps them at the top, which is important to me. Now, I'll start with @review because this is the first one I use. I'll start with the @review folder. Every time I import a card, I create a temporary project inside my @review folder and drop the photographs in there. If it's a specific shot, for example, I shot a model, then I name the project with the date of the shoot and the model's name. Here's an example. If not, I'll just create random temps and just drop them in there. If it's, for example, I've been out, shoot just on a normal day and have a whole bunch of photographs that aren't really related to one shoot or one project or one thing in particular, I'll just dump them into the randoms temp and then later sort it from there. The projects stay in my @review folder until I've gone through them and keyworded and rated all the photographs. Then I move them into my @edit folder. Let me just open this one. The @edit folder is where I keep all the photographs I'm currently working on. I usually create two smart albums inside each of the projects. One is for my selects, which is images rated with 1 star, and one for my picks, which is rated 3 stars or more. I wrote a post about my rating workflow a while back, so I won't go into that now, but I encourage you to go back into the archives and give it a read. Anyway, once I've finished editing a project and have my final images, I then move it into the appropriate folder below in here. Okay, so my folders are very broad in categories, which fits the way that I work. The portfolios folder is just a series of albums, just to pull out my favorite shots. So there are no masters in here at all. It's just that's why I title it with a 00. It's not really a masters folder. It's just a collection of smart albums. I change this one all the time. So I'll give you an example. This one, iPhone Sync. I just created this one just to drop in a whole bunch of photos that I wanted to sync into my iPhone. Now, to get to the folders where I actually keep my masters, which are these 1 to 5. First, I'll start with portraits. Let me open that one. This is where I keep all my people shots. It doesn't matter what they are. So I've got straight portraits, swimsuit shots, nudes, anything that is a shot with a model. I keep in here. I put each shoot into its own project, and for the title, I use the shoot date, the model name, and when it's relevant to nationality. Inside each folder, I have at least a pics album. Let me open one. At least a pics album, and sometimes others with, for example, different crop sizes, or one for color versions, or one for black and white versions, that kind of thing. Now, the second one is street photography. It's empty now because I kept these in a different Mac. I'm consolidating everything into one library at the moment, and I haven't finished importing these. But anyway, I follow the same convention as in the portraits, which is the shoot date. It's in reverse, obviously. So year, month, day, and then the place. Then I have my family and friends. This is where I keep all my snapshots and holiday photos and that kind of thing. I keep this organized in year. So I've got, let me close this. So I have per year, and inside each year I have just a month name and what it was. Cool, let me open up another one just to have a look. Let me close it up. Then I have my projects. This is where I keep personal projects, so things that I shoot for a specific type of project I put in here. And then I have my jobs folder, which is where I keep all my jobs, my commercial work. In here I just have a project per job, and with again the date and the job title. And clients that I work with regularly, I have a folder for the clients, for each client. Otherwise I just keep the project. And then I have this management, which is it's just a bunch of smart albums where I sort things from cameras, for example. So each camera that I've owned or have owned, I just keep just to see what I've shot with each camera. I like looking at things that way. For example, same thing with lenses and file types. I just have different file types. I don't even know why they have that one, but I just find it interesting. And lastly, I have my stuff, which I just keep random stuff in here. It's usually things that I refer to, but I won't necessarily keep. For example, reference photos, scans, that kind of thing. Cool. So that's it. That's my Aperture library. This is my actual working library. I hope you find it useful.